Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and today is the video that I have built my channel brick by brick for. I am so excited. I have wanted to have a read along of this series since long before my channel started. If anyone had done one, I would have just happily participated. But it's been many a long year and it still has not happened, and so I'm gonna do it myself. This is, of course, the announcement for the Queen's Thief series read-along, which is my favorite series of all time, is by Megan Whalen Turner, is a young adult fantasy series. The first book was published in 1996, and the final book, the sixth book, was published in 2020. So I read these as a kid, read them all again in 2020 when the final book released. But this is my favorite series of all time, I think because of when I read it, but also because this was the first series that I read that had so many twists and turns that I did not see coming and was such a delight to read. That is certainly not its only claim to fame. It is a Newbery Honor Award winner. So it's not like I'm the only person that likes this. That's not true at all. It's highly lauded, but it is one of the greats of all time. So I'm going to very quickly get into the details of the read-along, and then I'm going to give you my pitch on why you should read this series with me. So I have three co-hosts for this read-along that I am so happy and blessed to have. I have wanted to do this the whole time I've had a channel. I didn't want to do it by myself. I didn't want to do it with only like 5 subscribers. You know, I really wanted something that people would see and that I could talk to people about this book. That was really my entire goal, because the spoilers is what makes this series so great. So you want to talk spoilers. So my first co-host is Jess at Jess Owens. She read at least the first book a long time ago, and so knows that she likes this series, and we've been friends for quite a while now. I'm really excited that she's going to join me. My next co-host is Leanne at Literary Diversions. We have never done anything together, but I have been watching her religiously for a year now, and I'm kind of obsessed. And she has also read a couple of these books, which again, like, I want to talk to people who will also like this series. Fingers crossed. I'm very happy that, again, someone who has started it is going to do it with me. And then my last and final, and one would argue most important, co-host is Robin at Paperbacks and Planners. She has never read this series, but she did volunteer to do it with me right away as soon as I mentioned it. And so she gets bonus points for being the immediate yes. Months and months and months ago. There are 6 books in the series. It will be 1 book a month. The first live show is in September. So here are the dates. These will probably not change. You know, if they do, it will be minuscule details, but you can expect the live shows to be Saturdays at noon Eastern time, depending on daylight savings and stuff, but Eastern time, September 14th, October 19th, November 15th, December 14th, January 18th, and February 15th. So 1 book a month. The first book is quite short and simple. These are going to be easy to get through. It's not a huge commitment, honestly. I do think that this is a series and a read along that you can take a chance on. I am the queen of DNFs. I'm the biggest advocate for DNFing that you probably watch, because I'm always up for a DNF, you know? Please don't DNF this book. I am begging you. The book is well written. The book is easy to get through, but whether or not you will like this series, I think really depends on the ending of the first book. So I really, truly would not judge it up until that point. My favorite book is the third book. Just know that, but the entire series is 5 stars, amazing, phenomenal, best of all time. So first book, we have a teenager, and he is a thief that has been in prison for over a year. He claims to be the greatest thief of all time. He's very cocky, he's very arrogant, he's a little punk kid, and he is with 2 men and 2 boys, and they are on a secret mission road trip. They are going to steal something from another country. Flying under the radar is the name of the game for this entire mission and operation. And we just get to know them. we have this little group of 5. They're isolated, they're traveling, and that's it. On the way to this heist. It sets you up so well for the rest of the series. You have the mythology of the gods, you have a lot of storytelling of the gods and what they did. You have interesting characters, you have, like I said, amazing reveals at the end of every single book. In this series, not in this first book, in this series, you have a lot of secret identities, a lot of different romances. You have enemies to lovers and friends to lovers. You have many reveals, not only about characters that you already know and love, but also about new to you characters. I cannot believe I forgot to say this, but part of the reason why I adore this series so much is you have so many clever characters. You have a couple of my favorite characters of all time, but basically everyone is smart. Everyone knows what they're doing, and you're competing against each other to see who comes out the winner, and I love that. One thing that I think is difficult for some people to enjoy with this series is that each book is kind of narrated by a different and a new character perspective. So you love your characters from like the first 3 books, let's say, and then like you're not getting their POV, you're getting some other random character's POV. But that is so purposeful. The structure of this series is done where the reveals and the political machinations and the power and the court intrigue and all of these things, it makes sense the way that is presented to you. It's all done very purposely. You also have many disabled characters in this series. You have those who have been disabled through a physical accident, chronic illness, born with a disability. There's a lot of that. The way they are treated and underestimated is a big part of the series. This is also a story about colonization. So you have these 3 small bordering kingdoms who are always at war with each other, who have to figure out a way to hold off an empire that is trying to infiltrate them. I would say that the small kingdoms are kind of based on Greece and Rome, and then in my mind, this could be false, okay? But in my mind, the empire is based on Babylon, like the Babylonians, the Persians back then, like the way that their beards and hair and stuff are described is what I've always pictured from like biblical imagery. So that could be completely false, but I'm just letting you know what in my mind this is. It's really an incredible journey to go from this little group that are on this trip who seemingly have nothing to do with anything, and you end up following the survival struggle of kingdoms against colonization. You follow everyone from kings and queens to spy masters, slaves, guardsmen, and it's just a fascinating look at several kingdoms and how they have to work together. Like I said, it's won awards. I'm hardly the only person that loves it, but this is my favorite series of all time. I have wanted to talk about this for years. I've wanted to do this read along for years, and I'm so happy that I have people to do it with me. I will be doing full dedicated videos for each book. So like the first part of the video will be spoiler free, then we'll spoil that book, and then we'll talk spoilers if you've read the whole series. I plan on doing that for every single one because this is my passion project. This is my favorite book series. This is something I desperately want to talk to people about. I don't think that you'll be disappointed, and if you are, for the love of God, don't tell me. I can't take it. Yeah, no. If you have any sort of similar reading taste to me, especially in fantasy, whether you think I sold it to you or not, if you care about me, pick this up. Listen, if you hate it by the end of book 3, we can no longer be friends, and that's okay too. You know, seasons change, people come and go. The Queen's Thief series is forever. So that's it. I want to talk for like another 30 minutes, but I'm not going to. I hope that you join me September through February. Obviously, my co-hosts are linked if you are not familiar with any of them. They're really lovely creators, and I'm very excited that I get to talk to them about this every single month. It's going to be a blast. So I hope you join us. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.